This propeller is spinning at full speed, but the Styrofoam balls around it have almost completely stopped moving. So where did all the wind go?
I built this small propeller unit with a little tiny electric motor, this battery pack, and an on-off switch. I'm going to place it inside the vacuum chamber with these extremely lightweight styrofoam balls. If the propeller can move anything in air, it should be these. So I have it on top of this little pad to try and eliminate some vibration. We've got all those little balls in there. I'm going to click it on and put the lid on as quick as I can so we can get a baseline. As you can see, a number of balls came out, but we do have it working decently. I'm going to make an adjustment and see if we can get it a little better. There we go. That seems to be a little bit better. So the chamber's sealed. I've got nothing turned on right now except for that. The propeller is pulling air from behind it, pushing the air towards the styrofoam balls, and because the balls are so light, they're being thrown all over the chamber pretty easily. It basically looks like a tiny, ineffective snow machine. So now we've got that running, let's click the motor on.
A few moments later.
Trying to pull a vacuum and all these balls are stuck to it, so it wasn't making a seal. So let's try that again. It did a really good job at eliminating a lot of air. You can see a little movement happening, but that thing's still spinning full bore. And we got a little bonus thing. Hear how you can't hear it. So let's let the air in, and we should see those start to move a bunch and hear that, that little motor. So now we'll let the air back in, and we'll see them all bounce around because of the air coming in from the valve, but we should hear that more audibly as more air comes in. Okay, so we're back at normal atmospheric pressure here. Yeah, we can remove the lid. So we're gonna try something, again, slightly different. So now I have the propeller facing up. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but here we go. Okay, we're creating a little storm in there. So we're gonna let it run for a second like this to get a decent baseline, and my propeller just broke off. So fun science. What happened was the little motor in there, it pushed back out, so it just pushed the propeller against this and that popped it off. But we're good now. So we're gonna try that again. Okay, we got our little tornado going. Let's click the pump on and just watch this drop drastically. So we're sitting at about negative 25. You can still see there's still some air in the chamber, and you can see some balls move every once in a while. Let me just shake it a little bit and we'll see if we can, yeah, see, some will move. This chamber can't create a perfect vacuum, but it's removed most of the air that was originally inside. The propeller's still spinning a ton, and pretty much all of the styrofoam balls have stopped moving. So why does the spinning propeller stop creating noticeable wind? A fan doesn't create air, it only moves air that's already there. At normal atmospheric pressure, each propeller blade collides with an enormous number of air molecules. The blade pushes those molecules forward, and those molecules collide with other molecules and the styrofoam balls. That moving air is what we call wind. As the vacuum pump removes air, fewer molecules remain inside for the propeller to push. The blades continue spinning, but there's less material available to carry that motion across the chamber. The force created by moving air depends partly on its density. As the air becomes less dense, the same propeller produces less force. In a perfect vacuum, or much better than a home vacuum chamber, there's pretty much no air molecules at all. The propeller could still spin, but it wouldn't create any wind because there wouldn't be anything for the blades to push off of. So let's test this by putting air back in here. We're just going to put a little bit of air in. There we go. You can see there's substantially more movement than there was, and just that little bit of air in there causes much more motion. So as more air enters the chamber, the propeller has more molecules to push. The airflow becomes stronger and the styrofoam balls begin flying around again. The propeller never stopped working. We simply removed most of the material it needed to create wind. So what does the fan do inside the vacuum chamber? It continues spinning, but as the air disappears, so does almost all of the wind. A fan doesn't make air move by itself, it needs something there to push. What else should I put inside the vacuum chamber?